Okay, so this is going to be part three, and we're just going to wrap this up. So, I, now that I'm done with packaging, packing, packing orders, now that I'm done with that, just to do like a summary of what it was I was trying to say in the other two parts. When we're being called into hermit mode, you might find yourself resisting. We resist because we know what's coming, right? Like we know we're about to have to sit with ourselves and we're going to have to reflect on things, and especially given like the example that I gave with my separate my marriage ending. um that was something that I like, even when you are like the one who initiates it and you're the one who's like initiating the ending of whatever it is that you're in, like whatever cycle, whatever life experience that you're going through, even if you're the one that initiates the ending and you follow through on that ending, that's something. It's like you're busy, right? You're busy, busy, busy. Like you're separating yourself from, whatever this thing is. And it's kind of like having busy work. So like you're just doing things to avoid and like deflect having to sit with the realization that something that you invested in is like come to an end. Um it's when we have to sit with that, it can be super uncomfortable. We don't want to look at ourselves. We don't want to like, because it's easy to like look at the other party, and be like, well, if they did this, they did that, blah blah blah. But at the same time, the only way we heal is like not just by realizing these terrible things that were happening that we were like accepting to like a certain degree, but we also have to like look at our own behaviors. And so like self reflection is, sometimes people like we're not super comfortable like looking into the mirror. We're totally okay with holding that mirror up for somebody else, but we don't want somebody holding the mirror up. We, especially if the somebody that's holding it up for us is us, right? Because then, but what happens whenever you do that is like the other reason that we like kind of like the Flintstones like slamming their feet down on the ground, like trying to stop something that like you it's inevitable, is like whenever we have to like look into the mirror. What is that? That is shadow work, right? So like we're having to like look at these behaviors that we acknowledge um that we did, ways that we were treating, or like treating ourselves, treating the other person, treating other people around us because shit was like not good at home or whatever. That invites the perfect golden opportunity to do shadow work. And when we're not wanting to deal with like the reality of our new situation, it's hard to like want to step into that, which is why it took me like a year to even go into hermit mode. And then once I went into hermit mode, um it was hard. It's hard even being in hermit mode because like you're still resisting it. And so you're like universe will take people out, right? So like any opportunity that you see to try to avoid what you're supposed to be doing, being in hermit mode, which initiates shadow work. And like if you, for instance, like trying to go to the pool, trying to go for a walk, trying to do all these things, like universe was like stepping in big time and playing major pain in the ass big brother and like just severing all of that. And so like instead of saying like to myself, like realizing to myself, admitting to myself that like I'm avoiding, I would be like, well, this is fucking bullshit. They never want to do anything, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, jackass, you're the one that's trying to avoid something that like you really need to be doing. And then, like, once I went into it, it was like, it's just the same with any time we're doing something, like it's fear of change, right? Fear of the unknown. And then once we're in it, we're like, oh, okay. And then it's really not as bad because you're just like, all right, cool. I see why I behave this way. I don't like this behavior. So I'm just going to I'm going to release it, let it go. Like once you acknowledge it, once you track it down, like going through childhood traumas and, whatever, um, past life traumas, even, um, that is all something that's like, it's all relevant and it's all conducive to our journey, and it's all conducive to us, like it's good for us. Like we don't realize it. It's like trying to feed a kid vegetables when we know that, like, here, eat this carrot because it's good for your eyes, and they're like, fuck you, I don't want a carrot. But then like they eat it and they eat a really good one and it's like a little sweet and stuff, and they're like, oh, okay, cool, I like carrots. So it's like you're pumping the brakes on like your own self evolution. And like I didn't realize that that's what I was doing. That was something that I learned through my reflection today, which is why I wanted to share in the first place. Now that I'm coming out of it, um, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. I don't know. I don't know what any of this means now. This whole like me, I don't know why I thought that. I do know why. I thought accounting, because it kind of lined up with my birth chart anyway, right? So that was like, oh yeah, like I see that it lines up. This is like, I should be doing this or whatever. But to be totally fucking honest, dude, like it's the most, I'm a Gemini sun, so it's like fucking soul sucking. It's the most boring shit. And I'm also dyslexic with numbers, so it's like really not ideal for me. Um, so yeah, I went ahead, like I got into a university here for like accounting, but I have now like decided that that's not what I'm going to do. And so I've changed my major and, all that stuff. And so now I'm looking forward to, you know, what am I going to do now? What do I want to be when I grow up? Um, and I still have no idea. I still have no idea. And it's kind of irritating because like having the connection that I have with my people and the other side, I I ask and they're like, they will tell me like little bits and pieces, but mostly they say they're not going to tell me because then that would be like robbing me of the experience. And I'm like, you guys have been watching me struggle. Like, I'm begging you, rob me of that experience. And I mean, they don't really listen, the dead, they do whatever the hell they want. Um, anyway, hermit mode is good, and hermit mode is really good for us. And shadow work is really good, and it's really good for us. So don't avoid eating your Wheaties, kids. Eat all the good things for yourself so you can grow up big and strong, like Popeye and his spinach. Thanks for coming. Thanks for listening. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.